So nice to see you all together.
Actually, it is.
So we are going down to the lotus feet of Dhanvantari, who is the first Vaidya, to make it successful of making the world disease free and bring longevity, and also take out the fear of aging and death from the minds of all mankind and make them disease free, prevent the diseases. Thank you. So, the main intention of taking Ashtanga Hridaya as a subject is this is the latest version of all the Samhitas. And here, this is the Brihatrayi, this is the long version where Acharya Charaka and then Sushruta has done their work, and from that all the essence is brought into this to make everybody aware of this knowledge, not just the Vaidyas but also a common man to deal with some diseases and also to prevent, because prevention is taught only in Ayurveda. So this prevention is taught from these acharyas for the well-being of the mankind.
The knowledge and the treatment and the Ayurveda and all the Vedas, everything is consciousness based. It is there in the consciousness. We need to bring it back to the surface. We need to achieve the good health. That is the main thing, the Ayush, the longevity, and without any disturbances. So that is what all the Maharshis has made the effort. Vagbhata is mainly good for the Sutrasthana. Sutrasthana is the place where all the basic things. So among the Sutrasthanas, Vagbhata is the best.
So everything starts from the mind. Why do we say don't mind? Because it doesn't, if it doesn't reach our mind and we don't really mind it, we are helping our body. We are helping our physiology to be settled. So everything depends on the mind and body togetherness. So if the mind is pure, mind is happy, mind is healthy, it gives the instructions to the body to be healthy. So that's the main reason why we are concentrating more on the happiness, ojas. And ojas is the one which is circulating in our body and also which is in 8 drops near our heart. So we have to increase our ojas, we have to increase our happiness. And that comes from purity, sattva. So that is what is being told in the first chapter of Ashtanga Hridaya, desire for long life. Who will not have desire for long life? Because we have taken birth, we have gone through all this, and definitely everybody wants to live long life, that too with a good intention, with good happiness, good things to do. So all this comes from the health, and health comes from the happiness. So that is the purpose of life. आयुकामयमानेन धर्मार्थ सुख साधनम आयुर्वेदोपदेशेषु विधेय पर. So to attain this long life, one has to learn this science of Ayurveda, which tells you how to achieve this, how to achieve happiness, how to be obedient, how to be uh, if like the body is completely on the doshas, on these three doshas which we are going to study, and how to maintain those doshas. This is the main thing what we learn, and the doshas are either decrease or increase or balanced. So how to keep them balanced?
So here, Ayuhu Kamaya Manena Dharmarthas Prasavana means who desires the long life. What? For what? To Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. These are the four main attainments. So the Dharma is what? What is good, what is right, and what is the thing. Like if a Vaidya is there, whoever the patient comes, you need to treat. That is the thing. That is your Dharma. Even though if the person is your enemy, you have to treat. So, with the dharma, we need to earn the money. Then only it has its meaning, meaningful money, and meaningfulness in the life. Then, with that, we fulfill our desires and then detachment from all these things. This is the sequence.
Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha.
And with that earned money, whatever the yajnas and all those things we do for getting the salvation, moksha. So, to do all those things, we need the health. The main thing is the health, the ayush, good ayush. So, ayush in the sense, what is that? Sharirendriya Sattvatma Samyogo Dhari Jivitam Nitya Kaschanubandhascha Paryaya Uchyate. Ayu means what? The body, Indriyas, all the sensory organs and motor organs, 11 with mind. Sattva is the mind, and Atma. All together is considered as Ayush. And we should have the good health to attain all these things. So, getting the longevity or trying for longevity, getting the good health, that is the main motto of the life. So, that is why Ayu Kamaya Manena Dharmartha Sukha Sadhanam Ayurveda Upadesheshu Vidheya Paramadana. So, to get that knowledge, I should be very much obedient and surrendering completely to learn the thing, to learn the knowledge.
Maharishi Mahesh Yogi has brought it to the world in a very easier way, easy and easy to follow and easy to be dealt with. And Ayurveda is being followed by many people.
How the knowledge is the consciousness based. That is why Brahma Smritva, Brahma memorized it and he brought it surface. So similarly, all the Maharshis have done this thing during those days. So nowadays, Maharshi, His Holiness Maharshi Mahesh Yogi has brought all these things, even all the Vedas and all the Jyotish and all the Ayurveda and all Vedic knowledge. He has brought into the surface level so that we can get that thing and we can enjoy.
Along with the transcendental meditation and Ayurveda and other Vedas.
So that is why the Vedas are called as Apaurusheya. It's not written, just said. And they are eternal.
They are not made by man. They are directly from the God.
That's the thing.
So Sutrasthana means sutra means which binds, which is a like in a garland, how a thread is a sutra. So, like that, all these other different branches, 8 branches, are brought into one, and it has been made with the with all this collection. So, this Sutrasthana has most of the knowledge which everyone has to learn, like flowers together in one garland. And this is all in sequence where you will learn about different, like for example, some people ask how to treat a child, how I can feed the baby. So all these things, i- in this Ayurveda, just in the Ayurveda itself, all these branches are there: kaya, bala, graha, udhvanga, shalya, dansha, jara, vrisha. All these 8 branches are made like a garland in this Ashtanga. So Ashtanga, Ashta means 8. So all these 8 things are brought into this, and they are made like a capsule for everyone to easily understand their own physiology, their own diseases, means whatever is Kshaya or Vriddhi, which dosha is existing, which dosha is improper, imbalanced. So, at least to that extent, if they can manage, they can prevent many simple diseases. They can prevent even bigger diseases also, because mind plays a big role in that. वायु पित्तं कफश्चेति त्रयो दोषा समासतः विकृता विकृता देहं घ्नन्ति ते वर्तयन्ति च.
So Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. These are the main 3 doshas. And if they are in the imbalance condition, it will destroy the body. And if they are in the balance condition, they increase the
So that
health.
the dosha will not increase. And in Ayurveda, a disease does not just come and attack you. There are 6 stages where the disease manifests. So if you are well enough to understand the first stage of the disease, immediately you can be alert and control it by knowing its abnormality or imbalance, and then you can prevent that disease. And then you can, to a maximum extent, you can prevent that disease. So everybody, that is the main intention. Everybody should know at least the Shatkriya Kala, the 6th stage of how this disease manifests.
That is why Maharshi has brought the Nadi Vigyan into the limelight actually. Nowhere, even in India, all the Ayurvedic schools, nowhere it is taught the Nadi.
Yeah.
It is already gone. Very few families, they have this knowledge. So,
Nadi is
Maharishi,
pulse.
yeah, yeah. So, Maharishi has brought this knowledge to right now because everybody, if we can see, even the Vaidyas, they are seeing the Nadi. But in the olden days, even a doctor, they see the Nadi.
There were no diagnostic tools. Even if to know what is happening in your body, if a woman is pregnant or if some dosha is existing, only through the nadi they used to diagnose and tell.
The Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, they are also existing in the outer world, like how they are there in the body.
They are also there in the nature. So vata, pitta, kapha, these 3 doshas are tuned with the panchamahabhutas, and Vata, Pitta, and Kapha are they existing commonly in the nature?
Like how the air is moving from here to there easily, and air is the main thing for your life. Without air, you cannot live. So, similarly, at the same time, when the air comes strongly, it can completely destroy everything. The place itself can ruin. The colonies can be gone like that. Similarly, in our body, when vata increases, it creates the diseases. But when the vata is in balance, then it is for the proper living. Similarly, the pitta can be considered as a agni. It is with the mainly with the fire and the watery element. But if the agni is good, if the pitta is good, it can create proper agni and it can digest very well. Similarly, if the pitta is good in the outside, all the transformation happens very well in the trees and all, and also the proper nourishment and all those things. Whereas kapha can be considered as the prithvi and jala, so which is the heavier thing and coherence, connectivity, more with the water like that.
Earth and water.
Yeah. So like this. Yatha pinde tatha brahmande. Yatha brahmande tatha pinde. So how the macro as the micro. So how it is outside, same thing is inside. So if the vata is imbalanced outside, similarly it will imbalance inside also. If it is too much airy, lot of dryness. If it is too much cold, lot of dryness. It is too sunny, lot of draining. Similarly, it is lot of moist and all. It creates so many disturbances in the body. Similarly. ते व्यापिनोपि हृन्नाभ्यो रथो मध्योर्ध्व संश्रयाः. So these doshas in our body, they divided into three places mainly. All the doshas are from tip to toe, but even though mainly vata is below the umbilicus. Umbilicus is navel, belly button, and pitta is between the umbilicus and heart, and kapha is above the heart. How the vata is good for movements and all. So a lot of movement and activity happens below the umbilicus and all the legs movement and all those things. So that is why vata is that place. And pitta's place is mainly the digestion and transformation. So it is between the heart and umbilicus, and kapha's place is above the heart. And these things are mainly dominated according to the age, according to the day, according to the night, and according to the food, like vata, pitta, and kapha.
Vayoho ratri bhuktanam tentam adhyadigakramat.
Yeah. In the age, if we consider as 90 years, 30, 30, 30. First 30 years is kapha, 30 to 60 is pitta, and 60 to 90 is vata. Actually, we have to consider 120 years, 40, 40, 40. But nowadays, we are making it to 90. But if it is actually, if it is 120, first 40 years is kapha, and 40 to 80 is pitta, and 80 to 120 is vata. That is what is the actual thing. And during the day, also from 6 to 10 is kapha, and 10 to 2 is Pitta, and 2 to 6 is Vata. So, if we know these things, so according to that, if we tune, that is easy. So, between 10 to 2 in the Pitta time, in the before 2, if we eat the main meals of the body, then for Pitta, it is easy to digest and distribute. At the same time, nowadays people say, so many people they say, I cannot sleep well. So what they are doing a lot of computer work or something and all. Then they are going to bed around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Even some people, they have seen so many people, even after 3 o'clock in the morning, when they have to get up actually after 3:30. So at that time, they they have their dinner, late dinner around 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, and then they go to bed. And they get up around 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock or something like that.
Midnight buffets are there.
Yeah.
So they complete their work, they go to midnight buffet, eat heavily, and then go to bed. If it is once in a while, it's okay. But if it becomes a habit, then the whole system changes. And Diva Swapna, there is a shloka. When you are doing Diva Swapna every day, there is a chance of diabetes if you are doing it every day as a routine. So Diva Swapna means many people think that not to sleep during the day, means in the afternoon. But Diva Swapna means after the Vata time, when the Kapha time enters, after 6 o'clock, if you are sleeping, then it is considered as Diva Swapna only. So nowadays, everybody, almost so many people, I have seen, they sleep until 10 o'clock. They don't even wake up in the Kapha time, they wake up in the Pitta time. And they immediately again take some food and don't give much time for anything else. And then, like those who are working night shifts and all this, they completely change their routine. And because of this, the diseases are coming.
And if they go to the doctor because of this indigestion and hyperacidity, the doctor says you eat several times in the day. Every 2 hours you eat something, or every hour you eat something. So if you are eating like that, you cannot digest at all.
If you are digesting, it's okay. But if you are not digesting and eating, then again it uses acidity.
To suppress that, they say to eat, because whenever the acid comes, to suppress that, they say to eat something. So if you are suppressing that, always the digestion completely get disturbed, and it leads to some other disease, some bigger diseases.
And viruddha ahara, the wrong combinations of food. You are eating some food and then drinking some chai, or eating some food and then breakfast and then milk. What did you eat? Milk and breakfast. So nobody knows that salt is there in the breakfast. Milk is not suitable for that. These two are wrong combination. Viruddha ahara. So slowly, not today's thing itself will show you in the disease form. It will slowly build up the disease, and slowly indigestion starts. Slowly the ama accumulates, and then totally it will cause some disease.
And if you are going to bed before 10 o'clock, because 6 to 10 is the kapha time. So if you try during that time to sleep well, because of kapha, you can get a good sleep. Whereas if after 10, if you are, means between 10 to 2, if you are doing, then you might feel hungry also because it is the pitta time. And you might get so many dreams and all those things. If you are sleeping between 6 to 10, then in the 10 to 2 time, the micronutrition will start. All the dhatu agnis, the main agni has already created its thing. So it has to be distributed into all the channels and all the dhatus. So all the dhatu agnis, all the mahabhuta agnis, they have to work and they have to get that thing. So that thing happens during that time. If you are not sleeping well, if it is not happening well, you will not get so many nutrients properly. Then you will be having lack of some vitamins, lack of some minerals, lack of some enzymes or something.
So always naturally, if you are getting like vitamin D, I have taken injections. People say I have taken this B12, I have taken this and that. But naturally, if you are getting through the food and the nature, vitamin D through the sunlight, vitamin B12 from the vegetables and fruits and all this vitamins. So this is the natural way of getting it and assimilation in a natural way. But if you are getting it in an unnatural way through the pills, then it will serve only for that purpose on a just on the surface level, on the superficial level.
So listening to you makes me realize that kind of the main point, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that the doshas are in everything and they come in these cycles, kapha, pitta, and vata. It doesn't come vata, pitta, kapha, it comes kapha first. So if the dosha cycles are in the day going on in the environment, and then they're going on in our body, and that there are dosha cycles in the food too, like when we eat, we have to eat heavy foods first.
After eating, first kapha, then pitta, then vata.
So even in digestion. So the thing is, these cycles have to be coordinated among them.
Eating, you feel sleepy, means a little bit like sluggishness and sleepiness. So to avoid that, we say not to sleep because kapha increases. That's already the kapha is there, and if you are sleeping, then the kapha increases.
Right. So Ayurveda is telling us when to do things. So our digestion and everything can be in tune with those cycles going on in nature. And then we get a positive reinforcement rather than negative.
Yes. If we just concentrate more as a homework on these things like when to sleep, when to eat, when to eliminate, even elimination also. After getting up, first thing in the morning, if you are eliminating, then the body becomes fresh. Otherwise, again, the body starts circulation and all this. So the existing doshas and toxins are still inside and circulation starts. So when you make a habit of getting up in a proper time, then proper elimination will be there also. You need not struggle for that. So all this depends on this time.
Tair bhaved vishamastikshno mandaschagnis samay samah. So, according means along with the doshas influence, the agni in our body gets different uh, conditions. Like if it is more with vata, vishamagni. Vishamagni means vishama is the opposite for sama. So Vishama is imbalance Agni. So sometimes it is high, sometimes it is low. If you are cooking something and the flame is completely up and down, it will not cook very well. So similarly it happens, it creates the Ama again. Then Tikshnagni. Tikshnagni is that when Pitta adds to that, then it completely burns out. Some people they eat a lot, several times, 6, 7 times in a day, and they can easily digest very well. So for them, that is the Tikshnagni. And Mandagni it is with the kapha. It happens when kapha adds with the fire, then it is mandagni. Mandagni is what? Which reduces the flame and it creates the slow digestion.
The slow cooking cookers.
So slowly it digests and it might create the ama again. So that is why when it is all equilibrium, when it is in sama, then samagni will come and it will digest very well. When the food is properly digested, then it becomes as a thin fluid that is called ahara rasa, that we can say as the first dhatu. That is what the rasa which we were
Talking
talking about that.
circulating in the whole body.
So whole body it will be circulating and all the dhatu agnis will take their own material from that. They cook themselves and all the mahabhuta agnis, because the mahabhuta elements are also there in the body. So their elements to be are cooked properly and distributed to the body properly, like that. So 13 agnis, 7 dhatu agnis, 5 mahabhuta agnis, total 12. And one main agni which is staying in the stomach, that is the pachaka agni. So totally 13. So all these agnis are micro in the body. The macro is the sun. So the sun is the causative factor for having the good fire. So that is why we should salute the sun, and according to sun, these all things are get maintaining. So that is why when sun is strong at the mid noon, the main food you have to take. The main meal of the day has to be taken. But nowadays, because of the jobs and all, right now, because of the pandemic, everybody is doing the job from the home. That is good, but they can eat the main meal at lunch. But if you are at offices, you are eating less at the main meal in the lunch, and when you are coming into home with the family, you are eating big dinner. So that is also one of the main causes for the metabolic disorders. There are so many metabolic disorders.
Koshtakroro mrudur madhyasyatai samairapi.
Koshtha is the intestines. So the intestines are categorized with these doshas. If it is with vata, then it is called krura koshtha. Krura means it's hard. So krura koshtha people will be having lot of dryness in the intestines, and the movement will not be so easy. So the bowel movement is not so easy. They will have constipation and all these things. And Mrudu Koshta is mainly because of the Pitta. So Pitta, lot of digestion and lot of activity and lot of enzymes and all. It is a sensitive stomach. So even if these people, if they drink only milk also, they might get diarrhea. So this is the Mrudu Koshta. And Madhyama Koshta is with the kapha, all the unctuousness and all are properly maintained, and which is Madhyama Koshta. And also with the normal Agni, with the Samagni also becomes Madhyama Koshta.
Also, Ayurveda teaches how to eat, what to eat, like 6 days Ayurveda has told. If you are taking food with these 6 days in a balanced way, and the different varieties like the rainbow colors of all kinds of vegetables, seasonal food, seasonal fruits, seasonal vegetables. If you are eating this way, the koshta will be maintained up to some maximum extent. And the doshas, for elimination of doshas and the imbalance, means doshas will be present in everyone. So the increase or decrease of the doshas, to maintain them, balance them, you have to follow certain regimen. So all this is taught how to maintain that. And this verse is also so important. Shukrartavasthaya janmadau visheneva vishakrimi. Taishcha tisra prakrutayo hina madhyottama pratak. Samadhatu samastasu shrestha nindya dvidotadaha. So here, Vagbhata only has told that two doshas are not favorable, having two doshas during the birth. But in other samhitas, it is not being told. But we take it also into consideration and try to maintain the doshas into a proper one dosha only.
While the conception, the Prakriti gets decided because of the Vata, Pitta and Kapha, and because of the mother's element and because of the father's element and all, the conception happens. And among that, the Prakriti is different. Prakriti forms. But among that, if Vata is more, then it is a little weaker. And Pitta is more, means medium. And Kapha is more, it is stronger. So, for this, the interpretation, everybody thinks that Vata Prakriti is so vulnerable and Vata Prakriti is not good for the Vata people, can get lot of diseases or like that. It is completely wrong. Because from the child birth onwards till 30 years or 40 years is the Kapha period. So if it is at that time the Kapha is more, then you are more strong. At that time, instead of Kapha, if you are having lot of Vata, then it is a little weak. That is what is said over there. So the Vata, Pitta and Kapha are equally good and equally strong. Vata people can move very fast, can do so many things, whereas Kapha people cannot do that thing. Kapha people will be sitting at one place. Both pros and cons in the Prakritis are there, but all the Prakritis are good. Nothing is bad. And among that, Dvidoshaja means two doshas are, Vagbhata said it is not so healthy, but even two doshas are also there according to the, if you are maintaining that, then it is good.
And most of the people we have seen are Vidoshaja only, and they are maintaining very well.
Yeah.
One more important thing, if you want to know, it's okay, but don't know your Prakriti so much, because you know about Vata, you know Pitta, Kapha, and if you know you are Vata, you will start behaving like Vata. And you will be thinking that if you are not behaving like Vata, your Vata must be wrong or your something is wrong. But you are balancing it. So you are maintaining it. So not to concentrate more on what is your Prakriti, you balance the Prakriti and you balance your today's dosha and future dosha.
Mainly
So
concentration on the Vikruti is the always the best, because you are treating the Vikruti.
Vikriti
So
means what you are
what
now.
is the imbalance that need to be balanced?
So just to summarize this one, because I tend more, I guess I'm Pitta and Vata more, and people would always say when Ayurveda came out, oh, you're so Vata and things like that, you know. And what I learned is that, and this is what the Vaidyas are saying, is that whatever your doshas are, they're good as long as they're balanced. If they're imbalanced, you'll have problems. And Vata becomes imbalanced more easily because it changes. It's light in constitution, it's airy in space, it's movable. But if you take good care of Vata, it responds very quickly and gets balanced. So that's what we're going to learn in this course is how to balance our doshas. And the point about, Prakriti means constitution, like your original constitution determined by your parents' qualities at birth, right? And
Yeah.
so Vrikruti is the imbalance. And so during life, we have to address whatever imbalance is there, because Prakriti is with us all the time. So the Vaidyas, they treat the imbalance, and then the natural balance comes, right?
Colonics is not a good thing because in Ayurveda, the bastis are mentioned. Not even a single basti is given without any oil or any of this thing. And colonic irrigation and colonic things and also coffee enemas, so many different enemas have come. So those are not good. Not even just plain water enemas also not good.
See, in Ayurveda, we bring all the doshas with the Purva Karmas. Before the Panchakarmas, main procedures, we do the Purva Karmas to bring all the doshas into the Koshta, and from there it will be eliminated. So, from the umbilicus to the downwards, it is Vata. So, Vata disorders by Bastis, and umbilicus to heart, Pitta disorders by Virechana, and Kapha disorders by Vamana. So, several different processes and Ratsamokshana. All these processes are done only after the Purva Karma. So, without bringing these doshas to a place, because even while, for example, if you want to clean the house, you are bringing all the dust and everything outside. So, for that, there is a procedure. So, this body needs oleation and accumulation of those doshas and the ama into one place, and from there will be an exit. Otherwise, it will give some wrong effects and some other difficulties.
And also, just now we have learned about the Krura Koshta. Krura Koshta is what? The Vata is increased inside the intestines. So if you are giving lot of colonic things, because of the dry water creates the dryness inside, you you will think that it is like you are cleansing everything. You will say that, oh, a lot of bad thing is going, but it creates a lot of dryness. It becomes the Krura Koshta, and from there, because all the nervous plexus are ending into the descending colon. So when the dryness happens over there, all the neurological dysfunctionings might start, or later it might create. So that is why colonics are not so good. Not good at all.
You said that sattva is life increasing or increasing life, and health comes from happiness. And I just wanted to ask, because maybe some of us or me, the herbs and the food are very tangible, but how to increase this component when there is suffering. And we have our meditation, but there might be something in Ayurveda and in your wisdom and family tradition to help that. I would love to hear what either of you have to say. Thank you. And Jai Gurudev.
Yeah, it's beautiful here.
So getting the happiness differs from person to person, but when you feel the satisfaction, then you feel the happy. You might have some suffering. Everybody will have. If you find there will be so many sufferings.
There is a saying in Telugu, how much is the tree, that much is the air. Means whatever is the age. For a child, going to school is a suffering.
Yeah.
So for us, it is like dealing with this situations and pandemics, health, family, all this is a suffering, yes. But
When you feel For example, if somebody is suffering more, then you will have that satisfaction, oh, that I don't have that much suffering. One more thing, you have to satisfy at least while you are eating. When you are eating, there is a proper method how to eat. Eat with your good people, eat in the good place, and whatever you eat, it might be, if the taste is not good, but pray to that food and eat well. If you are not enjoying that food, then that food will give you again the suffering. So first, if you are getting satisfaction, then automatically the happy and joy will be there. And if it is really the pain or something, or try to find about the solution. Don't think about the problem a lot. If you think about the solution, definitely the solution is very simple.
And also satsangs are there, chantings are there. Like I always say, chant Hanuman Chalisa. Even the vibration of that will increase sattva in us. Chant Vishnu Sahasranama. That will increase the sattva. Means not, if
It means,
not chant,
you can listen to it.
listen to it, because the pronunciation is so important. If the pronunciation is not good, then it won't give the meaning. So just listen to it. That creates different vibrations. And visit a temple. Temple is made with so much of energy, positive energy, and there you will get that positive energy. Even the main pillar of the temple is made with so much of energy and chanting and so many things in it. So if you sit in a temple, you will feel that bliss. And the darshan of a idol, the darshan of a god, gives you so much of positivity. And chanting like bhajans, we will be doing with the two hands. In olden day, means when I was even child, I used to attend the bhajans, and that circulates the nervous system and makes your nervous system free from diseases. So all these cultures and the food habits and the way of eating food, all this brings you to that happiness. And definitely I'm just saying what my father used to say is, just see who are not getting this kind of life and be happy from that. So you are so blessed to have this kind of life. You are not suffering. You are, means, in the way what we were thinking, he used to clarify that. So just enjoy that moment, enjoy that the difficulty. Means enjoy in the sense not like in a suffering way. Just take it in a positive way. I know some difficulties are such that we cannot really take it in a positive way, but ask the help from the God. That is the power.
God is everywhere. The nature itself is the God.
Whatever form you want to see, there is God. So even these Pancha Mahabhutas, 5 elements are gods. So pray to them to give you energy. Pray to Sun God. Give me energy to pass these obstacles. So, and just pray. Hanuman is there to strengthen you. So all these will help you in increasing that sattva. When sattva is dominating, nobody can lead you, means can be in front of you.
Sattva is the one of the synonym for mind. So increasing your mind stamina, increasing your power, increasing your manas energy. That is what is the sattva. First shloka itself, it says ragadi rogan. So whatever the mental issues, whatever the thoughts, whatever the things comes into your mind, with that the suffering starts for the body. So that needs to be taken care. That needs to be taken out.
And herbs are there, rasayanas are there to increase your rasa, with which all the other dhatus are qualitized, quality, maintained quality, and then you will get good ojas from that, as well as good satsangs like the chantings and the meetings of maharshis, and all this will increase the sattva, increase the purity of mind, and then the food, and all these will help together to increase the sattva.
And actually, that's what this course is for, is to help us solve our problems. And in Ayurveda, Ayurveda is consciousness-based healthcare. In the next lesson, can you talk a little bit about what comes next? After verse 10, we start with the qualities of the doshas, right? Learning
Yeah, qualities of doshas.
Qualities of doshas, and these first two chapters actually they have the lot of important things in the Ayurveda. Even it is good for everybody. It is good for whoever are reading the things and whoever are learning the things and practicing and all. It gives a very good knowledge, very good impact.
And what we're learning in Ashtanga is how to recognize these things in ourself, like Padma was saying, how to recognize the doshas in ourselves, how to handle them, so that we can be like our own Vaidya, at least as much as possible.
Yeah.
And
Also to your family, to your surroundings. Thank you for participating in this Mahayajna.